Hello everyone! Wow, my webcam has reset itself. Show you how much I have it zoomed in most of the time. Why did it... I don't know. I gotta fix that real quick. It's gonna bug me if I don't. Start one, properties, configure video. Zoom. Zoom. Hey, this thing can frickin' zoom. That is kind of impressive. If I was good enough to actually hold just my head in this position. Wow, that's laggy. It's probably because I'm adjusting zoom. And probably because it is so zoomed. Yeah, that looks fine. I think 55 is usually what I went with. My only thought is it's because we lost power through the night. Well, I say through the night. It was in the evening. I was asleep. It was my night. I've been sleeping a lot lately, so really most of the time is my night. We're in a GoPro. I don't really care. Other people can have fun with that one. I do have... Well, I might have 2 of them, so hold on. So I don't know if there's any more Santa boxes through this. We have 1 Santa box. Yay! Elite Commander experience. That honestly I could use immediately and break even on it and just get New Jersey up to level 3, so, well, level 13. So that I, can put Adrenaline Rush on this thing. But at the same time, I'm probably going to get it from the first battle. I am feeling better today, so I'll probably be a bit more high energy. I've literally just been doing, like, yesterday I did just enough battles to get the 2 10 points, and then I moved on. And just kind of relaxed most of the day. Also, I know I ranted almost the entire stream yesterday about it. But it's much more relevant to rant about it here. There are a lot of bad takes on the carrier changes. A lot of bad takes. Down to one that I just saw that I can kind of get where this person is coming from, but at the same time, it's a pretty bad take of basically saying that AA needs to be strengthened because the weakest destroyers are vulnerable to carriers. You know, ships like Shimakaze are vulnerable to aircraft carriers. That would basically be like saying that, you know, Shimakaze needs a massive gun boost, you know, firepower boost, because it loses the gunfight to Worcester. Like, you're using a ship for the wrong purpose, you know? That's going to cause problems. Intentional or not. You know, and sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes that Worcester has you radared, and you just have to try. But that doesn't mean that, you know, Shimakaze needs to be able to match a Worcester in firepower. There are ships for different roles. And to expect them to always be able to do every role all the time themselves, it's just unrealistic. it's one of those things of this is a team-based game. You should not be able to do absolutely everything in every ship. That defeats the purpose of this being a team-based game. Hey, one bomb hit. I'm gonna turn more this way. I mean, I'm at such extreme range that it's not exactly safe for me to be spotted, but I don't have a choice in the matter, so... You know, the Zeton there is also a good example of, you know, be like saying that, you know, I'm trying to think of a tier 8 destroyer. Benson, I think that's a tier 8, needs a firepower and armor buff because Zeton's secondaries rip it to shreds. Like, yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. Yeah, didn't lead that enough again. No, I led it enough that time. There we go. Took me long enough to get my aim back. I haven't really been playing much lately, to be fair. Well, I say lately. Actually, no, lately. The past couple days I have not played, really. Because 2 days ago was the stream that I just had a sudden burst of, I cannot be out of bed right now. I need to be in bed right now. And that is exactly what I did. I went straight to bed. That's rock, Zeton. I'm gonna bomb the sign-op. I should try to bomb the mass, but it'll be taken care of by the CV, probably. I'm about to get a torpedo. Or not. Hey, Renown. Return to sender. I really should have took a shot at the sign-up. That's such a beautiful target. It looks like it's gonna stay broadside, though, so that'll be nice. Ow. No, it's turning. I was really hoping the Renown would be taken care of. Okay, looks like it's gonna turn again, so I'm just gonna hold my fire. Okay, it's not turning enough. Let's go for the bow. Overmatch the shit out of it. Go for the bombs. Hit 2 hits again. Thank you, dispersion. I'm gonna focus my fire towards... Yeah. I wouldn't have even got reloaded in time. Boo. Go, gadget secondaries. Where is the final ship? That isn't the aircraft carrier. Oh, there it is. It's a Heinrich that somehow managed to not get spotted this whole time. I'm gonna go for the Lexi. Not Lexi, Ranger. Blah. Yeah, I'm going for the Lexi. It's totally a Lexington. Wait, what? How am I... How did I go undetected? Wargaming. How was I like, how did my bloom not actually bloom? That was weird. Yeah, let's see. 1,500. That's almost... That's almost all of it. And this will be another Santa container. This be a bigger Santa container. I'm already content. Like, I've already gotten far more things than I was realistically expecting to get. So, I am content with this event. I do kind of want to, just because I'm not actually losing anything. And do that. Give me adrenaline rush. That will be a great assistance. Oh, Furious has been changed. Okay, but why is everyone running this now? This has been quite heavily nerfed, and yet I'm seeing people like, oh man, I'm experimenting with Furious builds. It's like, why now of all times? Like, I don't get it. That's a pretty heavy nerf. That used to increase the dispersion of things fired at you as well, and it didn't, at least it didn't have the text saying that it was less effective for each subsequent fire. Now, if it is half effective for each, then the fourth fire is only an extra 5%. If it gets half on each one, then yeah, fire prevention's actually worth running with Furious. I have actually been tempted to run this with, Ooh, that actually got changed. That's been buffed. That might actually be worth running on my British battleships. Because I use the AP a lot. And, like, that is a decent chunk of damage. Thing is, I don't have room anymore. If I'd actually been playing during the change, I could have, Where is that captain? You know what? I can just recall them. Like, I don't have room anymore. Well, I suppose I do have room to run super heavy. I was gonna run this, though. That might be worth it. Though I was also tempted to run this and this, which might be more worth it, because there are instances where I want the HE. Okay. Let's carry on. I will say I am still feeling a bit sick, so if this stream does end up being kind of short, that's why. Like, I'm at the point of feeling sick where I'm feeling mostly better, but I know from experience with my own, my own body and my own experiences being sick, that this is probably just a precursor for me feeling worse, and then I'll feel better. So, hope I don't get worse. I hope I'm just getting over this, which would be really nice. Okay, what is right here with me? A Georgia. I hope he comes with me. Because I'm gonna go for A. I'll actually full speed. Because there's gonna be a destroyer there, so. So I should probably load the HE, but if the Georgia comes with me, it won't matter. Because it's a Georgia. Even when non-spec'd in the secondaries, its secondaries still put in work. As long as you're close enough. Which then comes the risk of, if that is a Georgia player that is of the mindset that they have the range, they want to use it. Which is always possible. There's a certain level of irony that me, in the hybrid battleship that realistically should be playing it very safe and staying kinda to the back is usually the ship furthest forward. I can't help it. It's how I learned how to play battleships. It's how I continue to play battleships. Personally, I feel this is the best way to play battleships. I mean, especially one like this, because, like, at least against bots, being up close greatly reduces the damage you take. Against players, staying at range is definitely the good thing to do, because at range, their shells are going to be coming down on this armored flight deck and probably bouncing. At close range, they're just going to shoot in through the front. Slow to 1/4. Bombers away. Ah, it's a Vacuolin. Okay. So, stupid damage saturation, but it'll make itself known a lot. And I missed. Okay, it's going up and around. Okay, looks like the Heinrich is doing the same. It's convenient for me. That is less convenient for me. Hopefully my secondaries will break its torpedo launchers or something. Boo. I think the Zara already launched its torpedoes. Probably towards the Georgia. It's the only explanation I have as to why there's not torpedoes in front of me right now. So there is now almost certainly torpedoes on the way. So I'm going to maneuver for that. Plus, these ships are kind of focused on the Georgia, who's not doing so hot. Okay, I should have seen them. There they are. So I should have seen them by now. I need to get turned a little more, then I can launch the planes. Just need to get angled up, basically. This point I might as well wait till I reload. The guns tend to hit harder than the planes do anyway. So that wasn't exactly a great salvo. The trick with Nebraska, much like with any of these ships, is learning when it's worth actually launching your planes. What died? The Eugen. Because, like, if something is far enough away that you could have reloaded your main guns in the time it took you to get your planes to them and drop, and you could have hit them with your main guns, you're wasting time. You would have been better off just waiting, firing your main guns. That's something I see a lot of people making mistakes with Ize. Because these are not better than your main guns. They definitely hurt, don't get me wrong. Wait, is... Oh, I opened the wrong thing. Still, these. So, wait. But yeah, these are not better than your main guns. And especially just given how long it takes Ize's planes to actually get somewhere. Yeah. It's not very good. Not very good. Depending on the target, Kearsarge could be better off launching its planes. But that's if you're going after a soft target. Basically, if you're going after a destroyer. Because, at least in this case, yeah, these will probably deal more damage than your guns would. But that's a very specific situation. These bombers, I mean, it's all down to RNG on whether you're hitting. The game could just decide you miss, so... How am I doing on these boosters? I don't want to use up too many of them. Okay, I'm doing pretty fine. With slowing my XP gain, I should actually reach the tier 9 at about the same time that I have the silver to buy and equip the tier 9, because I kind of want to keep Nebraska. Though I may not. I have Kearsarge that I can also play. It's just, this feels like a... Nebraska feels good. It'll depend on how I feel playing the tier 9. Because as mentioned, like, there's not a huge upgrade between them. You get 2 extra guns. So... 2 extra guns, and I don't imagine you'll ever really be using them. Depending on the fire angles. If the fire angles are good, then it won't be bad. It'll basically be just an 8-gun battleship. But yeah, I have been seeing a lot of really just bad faith takes and just bad takes in general on the proposed carrier changes. And I know I'm getting kind of fixated on those. I mean, I've shown many signs of being autistic. There's a very good chance that that is why I'm getting so fixated on this. But part of the reason is just simply I like playing carriers. I want them to be viable. And just, there's so many unknowns that... And Wargaming's left things way too vague for the announcement made, basically. Okay, that's a massa. Like, there's so many unknowns. Like, even down to as simple as just, okay, they want to give carriers their secondaries as a main gun. Great. Fine. What ranges are we talking about? Is the fire rate gonna change? You know, that idea is great on paper, but I don't see it being practical. Unless they take real careful, you know, take real care, basically, in making it work. And this is Wargaming. We do have reason to believe that they're not going to. At the very least, we have reason to believe they won't put as much care into it as they should. Though I do find it very funny that, like, a lot of the AA problems people have were actually initially solved. It's when Wargaming removed mid-range flak that a lot of these problems cropped up. Thanks, Dispersion. I didn't lead that one enough. That's on me. I'm gonna go for the Renown again. One bomb hit. That looked good on the initial drop, but they clearly dispersed quite the amount. Okay, Renown is about to come around. Wow. Okay, guns. salvo into the angled ship hit better. Good. As I've said many a time, thanks Dispersion, I love you too. Thanks, Dispersion. So lovely of you. I'm not putting out these fires because there could be deep waters on the way. Yep. And I would really rather not flood. You know, secondaries, focus that thing. You can damage it when you hit it. Yes, reload. Really? I need to put those out. Come on, secondaries, you can do it. That's like, what, 2 pens? Secondaries say no. That's what main guns are for. Ow. Hey, little Kajukin, you want to drop more planes towards me? Oh no, the carrier's got me. Okay, well, it doesn't got me. It has, like, no planes in that squad. How dare. Oh, you're dropping them towards the massa. It doesn't need them. I need them for reload. Yeah, I'm way too close to be using AP. That is what this is teaching me. Air kills. So it's angling away now, so... Either my secondaries or those incoming shells got that. Yeah, put them out. Boo. Mine. I get the point of the fighters on this. It's just, you know, hey, it's a hybrid. It has airplanes, but like, man, I kind of wish it had different consumable or just nothing. Because like, maybe it's just me. And the build I've decided to go with, I mean, this isn't exactly a recommended skill. But at the same time, there's really nothing else here that it would gain a huge amount of benefit from. So you may as well take this and reload your repair party 40% faster when things are attacking you. Plus, I mean, the extra depth charge damage isn't nothing. And this actually has pretty respectable AA. It's not great, but it's respectable. It's the kind of thing that would make me go, if I didn't know this thing had good AA and I attacked it in one of my carriers, my response would be, ooh, you're targeted last. Like, you know, I'm not gonna come back for a while. And to me, that's kind of the point of AA, is not to kill things, but to deter. I just muscle memoried that. I wanted a signal container. Oh well. I wonder, can you? You probably can't. It's probably just the regular. Yeah, it's just the containers. It'd be really cool if you could buy the signal containers. Does this come with the package or no, it doesn't? This does, though. So the Made of Steel is still worthwhile. It's just the Epic isn't. And these just aren't. I mean, there are some of the signals that are really cheap that I do kind of need. Like these ones. I actually wonder, what are the contents of these economic bonuses? Okay. Don't really care about that. I don't even know what that guy does. That could be nice. Combat Scout? Have I ever gotten that? Apparently I have. Ah. Hmm. With how inconsistent getting spotting damage is. I mean, that's a good buff, but, like, it's so inconsistent to get spotting damage is the problem. At least the problem I have. So he could be nice on a destroyer. I don't think he's really worth the coal, though. Because I would need so much. I've already done that one. Yeah. Done that one. I think I've done this one. Have I done that one? Yes, that or I've never started it. No, I've completed it. Battle of North Cape. Oh, yeah, that is Duke York's thing and just 4 days of premium. That was just a super container. That was a super container and rare bonuses. Yeah, I think this one's the only one really worth finishing. They really need to add more collections. And bring back the ability to collect them. Like, that was nice. Being able to buy just a single container and then through your daily containers eventually finish it. That was nice. I don't know if the older collections you can still do that with or not, but it was definitely nice. Wow, that's a lot of battleships. Almost feel like I should be working on a different ship. Nebraska has really grown on me, and I think it'll be fine after the change to carriers. It's the tier 10 I'm kind of worried about. Nebraska will probably be fine, though. This isn't exactly the side of the map I want to be on for this. I feel for you, Takahashi. Probably just getting a snowflake, or using this to grind through that line. Honestly, I should probably be doing that, though I only want the tier 7. I don't think I'm going to bother going further than the tier 7. Unless that line gets some pretty big buffs. It's just not worth it. I was gonna be like, man, that buffalo's in a pretty good position, because it'll get to bounce a lot of stuff. But no. It's overmatched by Nagato, Sinop. Rook, I think, has 406s too. Not a fun time. If it can get to that island up there, that'll be a pretty good spot for it to tuck in, though. It just needs to angle towards that side, and it'll be fine. Gonna keep myself kind of centralized so I can help the cap, because it doesn't look like either of the Zetans have any interest in that. I miss when the Glacion Air was actually dangerous to aircraft. That was initially after the rework happened and mid-range mid-range flak was still a thing. The Glacion Air had something like 6 flak clouds stock, and you could push that up to like 7. It only had 1 in its final. No, the upgrade gave +2 flak. So you could, yeah, it was kind of silly what you could do with like Glacion Air. Okay, the Buffalo looks like he's got that. I'll wait and hit the Glacion Air. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if I'm missing any letters. Really? Free kill for you, little buddy. Unless my secondaries get it. Which they might. Or Buffalo can get it. Wait, take a shot at. Ooh. Kind of wait and take. I kind of want to wait and take a shot at the sign op. I'll do that, bomb the sign op, and I should still be able to get shots in on it. Really? Please tell me you got that, Takashi. Good. I don't know if that has torpedoes. Can only hope if it does, it's launching them at the Takahashi. Poor little Bagione. I think I have on stream from probably over a year ago at this point a battle of me playing Bagione in a tier 8 game, no IFHE because it wouldn't have mattered, and topping the team after pushing forward, being the one to take a cap. Like, I put in so much effort that battle. That was very much just a battle of my team let me down. That went fairly well. Yeah, I want roughly 19 mil before Delaware. Though, realistically... this is gonna... Yeah. Realistically, I have enough now. Especially if I just demount, which I could do. I'm gonna be putting these same upgrades on the Delaware, so... Yeah, I could really be working on... Where even is the little shit? Little goatsy. It's like, I'm almost to the Omano. Which is the ship I'm probably gonna stop at. Which, this line is weird, because this is probably one of the strongest Tier 7 light cruisers. For one main reason. This'll pen 32. Like... I don't understand the 11.5 reload. This could be 10 seconds easily. There's a German premium that's definitely a better tier 7 light cruiser. It doesn't even need IFHE. But like others like Shores, this thing will never pen 32. It doesn't have enough. It'll land on 31. Which just isn't enough. There is no point having IFHE on the Russian cruisers until you get into Chapayev. Then there's a reason to have it, because you can pen more than 32. Penning 30 doesn't matter for HE. It can, but it really doesn't matter. Because quite simply, if you're firing at, you know, another cruiser... Like, there's all this superstructure you're probably going to be hitting. And, like, there are definitely some cruisers like this where, I mean, yeah, Mogami, it would help when fighting it to be able to pen 30. But also, Mogami has these fun flat bits and bullet traps all over the place. Just fire AP at her. She'll die. Like... Honestly, this upper deck of Mogami is one of her biggest weak spots. I just don't... I don't care for playing this thing. And like, it has a 9-second reload. I actually wonder. I'm gonna do this math, because I'm curious. So, 60 divided by... This was 9? 9. Times 8 guns. So that's 53 shots per minute. The tier 7. 60 divided by 11.5 times 12. 62. It's less than 10 shells per minute upgrade. Like, what even is this wargaming? You can't even, like, I will not even begin to entertain the argument that Omono would be overpowered if it had a 10-second reload. And you want to know why I won't even begin to entertain that? Helena has 15 guns and an 8.5, and we don't hear people complaining Helena is overpowered. Like, there is people like me who really wishes Cleveland was the tier 7 and Helena was the tier 8, because Helena would be the better ship, given, you know, the gun count kind of makes up for the... If Helena was a tier 8, she would be out DPMing Yodo. On paper, she does out DPM Yodo. Like, which is another thing of why I don't agree with people who think that Yodo would be overpowered if they gave her a 10-second stock reload. Because quite simply, there are two ways you can look at reloads in, you know, gun counts more in this game. You can look at it in terms of raw number, which in raw number, this is 18 guns. Or you can look at it when you're comparing two ships at the number of times that other ship gets to fire in the same reload span. Giving Brisbane effectively, I think my math was like 24 guns if you were to compare it to Yodo's reload. And Brisbane has more utility to its team. Like, as much as I don't like Brisbane because it has no smokescreen, it's just a radar Minotaur with HE. It has radar, it has hydro, it has the specialized repair party for probably surviving better than Yodo does. It still has perfectly respectable torpedoes that it can stealth fire, much like Yodo does. It probably has great torpedo angles given these placements, much like Yodo does. Brisbane's just better in almost every conceivable way. Like, and then, you know, not even taking that into account, if we scroll over here into the Americans, if Yodo would be overpowered with a 10-second reload, because it would give it too much damage, then what is Worcester? You know, with its 12 guns. Like... And I think it's 5.2 second stock reload. And then this takes it down to 4. I don't understand why anyone would ever use this. Like... If Yodo would be overpowered with a 10-second reload, then Worcester is overpowered and should be nerfed then. But the fact remains Worcester really isn't overpowered, even though Worcester offers more utility to its team than Yodo does. Yodo is pathetic. Like... This should be 10 seconds. This should probably be 9 seconds. This should be 10 seconds. And why I say Takahashi should probably have a 9-second reload is because Mogami is right here with a 10-second reload. Like, there is nothing good enough about these guns better than Mogami's to warrant a 15-second reload. Like, You know what? No, I am curious on this. Just due to the difference in damage. Hold on. I need my PC calculator. So there's gonna be no audio for a minute. Because I can still hover over in-game stuff. At least I used to be able to. Wargaming. The shit. Right now, it's if you do that, it stays up. Okay. 60 divided by 13 times 10 times 3,300. Okay. Takahashi. 60 divided by 15 times 15 times 2350. Oh my god. Ibuki deals more damage per minute than Takahashi does. Ibuki is 152,307 DPM. Takahashi is 141,000. Ibuki is better. Stock Ibuki is better than stock Takahashi. That means by that same token, Miyoko's probably close to being on par. Hold on. Miyoko has the same DPM as Takahashi. The tier 7 heavy cruiser out DPMs the tier 9 light cruiser. Wargaming. Why? Why are you this opposed to light cruisers being good these days? My god. And that's nothing to say how Mogami stomps all of them. Stock Mogami out DPMs basically everything except Reload Mod Yodo, and Reload Mod Yodo is not better enough to warrant the 2 tiers difference. Like, I'd never stopped to do that math, as you might be able to guess. I am dumbfounded. The heavy cruiser should not out DPM the light cruiser. It should be the other way around. Light cruisers' whole things, they fire guns fast. They deal DPM. Heavy cruisers are alpha strikes. I don't even think the alpha strike is actually better comparing Ibuki to... Hold on. That one's easy. That's just 33,000. This one's a little more annoying. I mean, the Alpha Strike better be better. It is by a whole 2,250 damage. Which, given how pen mechanics works, effectively means it's less than 400 damage difference in the total Alpha Strike. Only Ibuki is more accurate. Because Ibuki gets Destroyer Dispersion? And I hated Ibuki. Like, playing Ibuki sucked because of how small of an upgrade it is from Miyoko and how great Mogami is. To the point where I honestly feel Mogami should be the tier 9. Miyoko should upgrade to Ibuki, and then Ibuki into Mogami. I get Ibuki was, you know, a planned upgrade of the Mogami class, basically. But I just don't see it in game because it isn't. It honestly would even look more correct. Like, just going on feel. We're just going on feel. That was the whole reason they moved Kurfürst out of the tech tree. And I think that was also the reason Kavarosk was moved out. It was because they didn't thematically fit where they were. So you get dual-gunned Miyoko with 3-2. I really need to just be on a Japanese ship. Hold on. That way I can reopen the tech tree to the Japanese ships. That could then transition into Ibuki, which has the same double turrets in a different configuration. That would make sense. That looks like that would, you know, it's a sensible looking upgrade. And then Ibuki could upgrade into Mogami, and it's triple 155s, though that wouldn't make sense anymore with the light cruiser line, which has the most sensible layout for its guns, given this turret is not literally forced to look skyward when in a neutral position. It also has triple guns, which could then lead quite happily into Zhao with its triple guns. But they're 203s. But that would then necessitate Zhao being made better, because if Mogami had access to the reload mod, it would be far and away the best ship in the Japanese tech tree. Just full stop. All of these would be made redundant to Mogami. It would do everything. Like, which is also another thing that I will completely mention here. Never actually buy this upgrade. It's not an upgrade. All this does is turn your Mogami into a Miyoko, and you will have such a worse time grinding through Mogami if you fit this mod. At least with the stock 155s, you have 30 millimeters of pen. I think it's 30. It might actually be 31. Yeah, because this is 28. No, 38, so it's probably 31. Which means you can pen everything except battleship bow and sterns. This is not an upgrade. I mean, to be fair, this entire tech tree is not an upgrade over this. If you want to play a Japanese light cruiser, get yourself Mogami and keep the 155s. Which, honestly, I feel like putting 203s on the Mogami class was one of Japan's biggest mistakes. Because America loved its smaller ships. And throwing more shit at the wall is always a better idea when it comes to naval combat, because it's very inaccurate. Like, the Americans loved their Fletchers and their cruisers. I mean, ships in the series 175, you know. There were 28 Clevelands. I think there's another one here that had a bunch. Yeah, Baltimore, there were 16 of. So, like, compared to, say, things like the NC, where there was 2 of them. There was 6 Iowas, but NC came first. There was also the branch of NC, which was in these, which is 4, so that's only 6 battleships. Japan had 6 battleships at the time. They didn't need heavy cruisers to help fight the battleships. And 155s are more than capable of sinking another cruiser. You know. Japan also liked their small ships. That's why there was, you know, such an emphasis put on, say, the Akazukis, which were there as AA boats, even though they weren't terribly effective at it. You know, a bunch of Suratsurus. Fubukis. Though I think those are the same class. I think they're a modification. I don't fully remember. Japan liked to modify their stuff. Case in point. Japan likes to modify their stuff. This was a battleship at one point. Hence the 200 mils in the back. And yeah, I need some coffee, so I will be back in a moment or two. I don't think I'm going to get over the fact that... okay. I will be back. I return. I do not like those new cruisers, and you know, this is how I get fixated on things. Let me get over to Mogami. This should put me on Mogami. These would be the easiest things in the world for wargaming to fix and make passable. They wouldn't be amazing. They wouldn't be meta-defining, but they'd be passable. And the easiest way of doing that is just from here forward, 10-second reload. Just all of them 10 seconds. It would make the tier 8 to 9 progression not really much of an upgrade, but you are getting more torpedoes, so there's that. The AA is getting a bit better. You know, you're getting something. This probably gets... No, it doesn't actually get a torpedo upgrade. It does get the stock AA of the next ship. But it's not like they haven't done that before, of 2 ships being basically the same. Like... it does plenty, if the ship actually has AA where it matters. But, like, These from basically tier 7 onwards should just all have 10-second reload. It would be fine. None of them would be absurd. Mogami would still be stronger than the tier 8 just because she has 155s, which gives a minor damage boost. Like 2450 to 2350. Like, that would be so easy. I mean, I've noticed it working just fine. I've noticed it work just fine. It's not there to stop the attack. It's there to severely punish the carrier for attacking you. If you're expecting AA to prevent the attack, that's just bad game design. And that should never be the case, though I get the feeling that's kind of what we're slowly moving towards. Though the trick is looking at your AA cruiser and making sure that its AA isn't almost entirely in short range. Because that's not where it matters. If I see a cruiser that I know has a shitload of short range and not much else, yeah, that's a pretty prime target to attack. Because short range doesn't matter. Mid and long range matter, because you'll be in the mid and long range longer. A ship that has no short range whatsoever is perfectly capable of dealing with aircraft. Flak only matters if your ship can make use of flak abuse to spawn it inside the opposing planes, or the game just randomly decides to spawn it inside them, because it does that from time to time too. It's really annoying. Because, see, flak is avoidable. DPS is not avoidable. John DeWitt and Golden Lion, for example. The moment you're within about 3.5 kilometers of them, your aircraft, you're losing one about every 1.8 seconds. They are not things you want to be attacking, unless you have nothing else left to attack. Kitakaze, where are you going? This isn't standard battle. Where are you going? Oh well. Guess I'm loading HE. Actually, I think I'll play from this side of this island, because if I've got no support, I'll keep the AP loaded. The exception to that losing an aircraft in less than one aircraft in less than 2 seconds is FDR. And yeah, FDR needs heavy nerfs. It's needed them since it was released and has never gotten them. FDR would be perfectly fine, even with all the damage output it currently has, if it was just a tier 10 Kaga, where it has a shitload of aircraft with no HP. So basically every attack you're almost guaranteed to be losing 3, 4, 5 aircraft. Rock is in the way. No, it's sped up. God damn it. Damn it, Bud Johnny. Rude. Okay, where is that destroyer? It went between the islands. Good. Or no, it's still back there. That's even better. Because that means I effectively just have to worry about a Devonshire. And dispersion and American AP being American AP at times. But, you know. Primarily just the Devonshire, though. Really? Really? Ah, that happens way more often than it should. Go, gadget secondaries. It's probably just a rumor, but I remember at one point doing that apparently made them more accurate, even without the skills. Back here, damn it. Cowardly German. No idea where the Alba is. Oh, there it is. Ow. Was not willing to fully trust the game on that one. These secondaries are in a pretty nice position. I just wish they weren't 127s. Or at the very least, that all secondaries got the German treatment. Instead of it just being the Germans and then the Japanese getting their own special treatment for their 100s. As if they really needed it. What's with me? Sharn 43. If I had a coin, I would flip it and try to use that to guess whether this is going to be an island hiding Sharn, or if it'll actually be someone who knows how to play battleships. I swear, too many people look at those 283s and go, "Those are cruiser guns." No, those are battleship guns, guys. I don't know why I gave that a mildly southern accent. And not a very good one, because I'm very northern, so... We don't do southern accents, eh? We got this here Canadian accent, eh? What is over there? I can't tell. Oh, that thing. Okay. I missed. May as well have missed. That's better. Pushing out a little fire, buddy. Andrea's in a pretty good position to be bombed. And I landed too. At least I lit a fire. Which will quite happily burn as long as the Sharn does not focus its secondaries on it and light a second fire. So many people do not seem to understand that mechanic. Well, I say mechanic. Technically it is. There's more quirk about the bots. I'm gonna get stuck on this island. Yep. There I go, getting stuck. What am I stuck on? I don't know. This thing's underwater hitbox seems to include that side bit. Let's go for the Bayern. Yes, make me reload faster. I'm glad that Sharn seems to know actually what it's doing. Very refreshing after so many Sharn 43s I've seen just fall over and die immediately from pushing way too far, way too fast. Or sit behind an island the entire game because they got 283s. Those aren't battleship guns. I mean, I think that's one of the, like, competitive clans, so I suppose it makes sense that he'd actually know what he's doing. At least to a degree. As much as I'm having fun with this, I feel like I should work on this cruisers, because I want the tier 7. And I greatly dislike playing this thing in randoms. I mean, it's got good speed. Excel mod, it could be kind of fun, but... let's actually throw one of those on. That's fine, that's fine. I doubt I'll play it much, but I do want the tier 7. Honestly, as I've already made mention of, I probably will not push much through this line past the tier 7 unless it gets buffed. It's just not worth the effort to go any further than the tier 7. There is nothing those cruisers do that another cruiser doesn't already do, but better. The only thing is maybe torpedo angles, but if you're playing a cruiser for its torpedoes, you're playing Kitakame now, but just play a destroyer. Like, that's what you're after. God, my eyes are getting kind of heavy. I should not be tired. I just got up not long ago. Curse of being sick. Hey, gallant. I mean, like, this doesn't even have particularly good torpedo angles. I get those start, I think, with the tier 7, but still. Don't even remember what skills I have on this captain. I mean, the torpedo angles are definitely better than they should be, but like it should be a very narrow gap in there. still, like... I'll take the French, thanks. Right, this thing doesn't have a spotter, it has a fighter. You know, Gallant, I really wish you would have come this way. I'm turning the wrong way. Well, I hit something. Don't know what I hit, but...
Enemy force sighted on the horizon. All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Oh god, this is like freaking, Yoshino's torpedo angles. They look so good, and then you fire them. And it's like, oh no.
All stations, requesting fire on the designated target.
Well, that's what I hit. Poor little Izakaze. Man, if I could have hit that, that would have been cool. This is gonna hurt. Yep.
Critical engine damage.
Man, if these were French torpedo angles, that'd be so cool. Because I could still launch my torpedoes while approaching.
Problem solved, sir.
Man. 31 millimeters of HE pen, and it's still not enough to take on a Kaiser. I'm gonna die. Ooh.
Destroyed.
Thanks for the help, Gallant. You're a real pal. Okay, I should be good just turning into here.
Well done, Commander. Much obliged.
The sad thing is I should have been able to bounce its shells. It's just a Kaiser. I think those are just 305s. There's probably flat bits that I'm not aware of.
Victory is in. Enemy battleship sighted.
Yeah, man, ship. Those were almost lead enough.
Enemy heavily damaged. Enemy destroyer sighted.
I can be decently content with my result. Nearly 70k is pretty good. Nearly 70k, a capture ribbon, 16 secondary hits. What are my secondaries? Can I even see that? No, I can just see their range. Good job, Gallant. I really need to stop being so sarcastic towards teammates. Like, come on, man. I shouldn't have had to be in the position I was in. I should have been able to stay in open water, but I needed to spot my own target. Which meant pushing a lot closer than I really wanted to be. Oh, there's 76s. Right. At least this has the hundreds. Really wish these got spotters. That is one thing that I feel like Wargaming has really missed out on doing, is giving cruisers spotter planes? Like, the Zhao line has them. The Des Moines line technically has them, but if you're using them, you're doing it wrong. I don't think either of these two have a spotter. No. Okay, Hindi has them, so that's basically 2 so far out of 2, 4, 6, 7 tech trees. 2 have had spotter planes. No and no, I already know Minotaur doesn't. I'm pretty sure Goliath doesn't either. So that's now 2 out of 9. Pretty sure, if I remember right, neither of these two have them either. Trade out the engine boost for a fighter. Never do that. So that's so far still 2 tech trees of cruisers that have spotters. We're up to 3. And I'm counting relevant, that you don't have to give up something more valuable. These don't. This doesn't. Even though it would be really nice if it did. Pretty sure these don't. Oh, they do, but you have to give up something more important. So, they don't. And these do. So that's, what, 3? No, it's more than 3. 4. 4 tech trees that have spotters that it's not a detriment to use them. Good job, Wargaming. It's totally not like there's a cruiser skill specifically dedicated to spotters. And almost no cruisers that have spotters. I mean, like, yeah, there is nowhere for a catapult on this, so that does make sense. What doesn't make sense is why Des Moines has to give up its radar for it. It's not like having the aircraft removes the catapult. You know, having the radar removes these catapults. Like, they're still here. There's no reason why it couldn't have the spotter 2 as a separate slot. And I mean, let's be real, when it comes to these ships, they could put a catapult on them. It's not like these were ever built. They could come through and find somewhere to shove a catapult on them and give them spotters. Though it's not like the Russian cruisers need it, but they're an example of ships that Wargaming could just do that with. They could have also done that with Yodo. Thank you for following. Rustuko? I mean, this has the catapult. They could have put they could have put a spotter aircraft here. Instead of it just being a fighter. They could have given the option, but they didn't. I mean, it's not like Yodo needs more range, but sometimes you might want more range. I almost don't want to take Kokaze out again. Okay, how close am I? 22,000. Buying that's gonna delay. Well, no, it won't. So I'll just sell Nebraska to get the next in line. I don't care enough. I'm gonna play a good light cruiser. Though honestly, I should just be working on some tech tree. But I also just play ships for fun. Yeah, I'll play Mogami for a round or two. I don't think I did terribly well with Mogami getting the snowflakes, so I need to make up for that. Okay, this is not a great map for me. But I can make it work. It's down there. Michelangelo Pomeran. I don't know what Michelangelo even does. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm heading for this island. It's not a very good island, but I'm going for it. I could actually probably use the little prison island. But there's a decent chance that Mainz is having that same idea, so... I'll just let him have it. See, like, those torpedo angles are great and all. But these are also great angles for flanking away. Which is the main bonus to the main, like, the heavy cruiser line, is they can really flank at kite. And it's great, but, man, at least Gokaze is a little disappointing. This is going to take a hot minute to get the guns turned around, but... Ow. I said this was going to be stupid. You missed. Ow. I need to just go dark. Rude. That was about to reload. These are 12s, right? 10s. Okay. This island may not actually be tall enough. Well, that Pomeran just got wrecked. We got 3 cruisers. Given the HP amounts, we got about 1.5 cruisers. This ain't good. You may want to cap, little buddy. I guess I'm on destroyer duty. In other words, I'm going to be playing a bit like a destroyer now. As best I can. Okay. Maps like this are just really not good for cruisers. Let's see if I can take some of the heat off him. I didn't lead that enough. That thing's faster than I thought it was. I'm gonna hit the rock. And I missed twice anyway. Rude. I wish Mogami had 12-kilometer torps. If I had a full stealth build, I could stealth torp things, but I don't. I'm working on it, little buddy. In case you haven't noticed, I'm in about the same position you're in, except you probably have a heal. I don't. That gun is facing towards me. There is still the sign-op up here I need to be very aware of. Oh, that's probably death. Whew. Yeah, little guy, there are ships between me and you. And there is that creeping around over here. It's a Caracciolo. Trying not to go too far out, because, once again, sign-op. Okay, that's dead. Sign-op was traveling that way. How much you know about that Caracciolo is still right there? Oh no, it's right here. Damn it. It's sped up. I could have used this little island. Yeah, there's really not much a cruiser is gonna do in this situation on 2,000 health. I imagine he probably has some level of armor, because I'm guessing... Yeah, he's probably a super cruiser. That is a weird gun layout. I did what I could. Man. That feels bad. So I should take that off. I don't want to really waste them. So that's the thing. Mogami does not play well in open water. She really does need an island to hide behind. And that map has none. A lot of the maps don't have very good islands. That's something you learn playing cruisers. This thing could be kind of neat. Plus, I mean, I was given it to play around with, so... I could also just take a break for today. I am very tired. Yeah, I'll take a break on the loss. I'm rage quitting. No, I'm just very tired. I am still sick, so... I will be back streaming again tomorrow. Not sure overly what I'll stream. I might honestly just do more Warships tomorrow. I don't know. It'll depend on what I'm feeling like tomorrow. So, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for whatever I happen to stream. See you then.